Welcome to Journey Back, a podcast about past life regressions, ghosts, and much more with your host, Cliff Aguirre.
On this episode of Journey Back, I'm going to share with you part of a past life regression that I did on a friend while traveling in California in April of 2025. She went back to many lives in this regression, but in one past life in particular, she said she lived in Venice, Italy, and that we were friends. The amazing part of her regression was that she told me how I died in that life in Venice, and it was exactly what I was told in a dream that I had in 1975. Here's the backstory. In 1975, I had a dream where I was walking in front of a 2-story building. In front of the building was a canal. I was told in the dream that I was the temporary mayor of Venice around 1589. There were political adversaries who came into my apartment and killed my wife and I and threw our bodies out the window of the second floor into the canal. They made it look like suicide. The friend who I regressed knew nothing of this dream and yet confirmed how our deaths took place. I was surprised to hear that she knew of the details of my death, and yet it showed me that the information I was given in the dream was true. So here's the actual past life recording. What I want you to do is scan all the different lives that you had and find out if there's another time that we knew each other in the past.
Venice, Italy, canals, water, boat.
Were you a man or a woman?
I don't know.
Okay. So how did we know each other?
Friends. I'm a man.
Okay. What did you do in your life and what did I do in my life?
Gondolas. I think I drove gondolas.
Okay.
You were my friend. You were an artist. I see you giving me money and you getting on my boat. You're going to help me do better.
Okay. Am I married?
Yes.
What's her name?
Agnes. Aggie.
What does she look like?
Pretty, flowing hair, very sweet. She loves you. I want to find a girl like that. Beautiful.
Do you know how old I am when I die?
Tragic. Devastation.
What happened?
I don't know, I just heard you died, and I was so distraught. You were my friend. Fell out of a window. Pushed out of a window. The window overlooked the canal. 35 to 40-ish, you died. You had a mustache.
I want to tell you something interesting. When I was in my 20s, I had this dream where I was in Venice. And I was temporarily a temporary mayor of Venice. And political people were mad at me. Kim was my wife at the time. And they came in, they killed us both and threw us out the window into the canal. And that's what you just confirmed.
That would make sense because I was driving the gondola and I could see you handing me money and getting in the gondola. And you said you would help me get out of being a gondola driver.
Well, you just confirmed how I died.
I can see the window. I can see you being thrown out the window.
Which is the same thing as what I knew. Remember that you can buy my books and music at Amazon or at cliffbooksmusic.com. Also, if you're feeling anxiety and stress in your life, join me for a weekly online group of hypnosis for the calming of stress and anxiety and bringing balance back to your life. I have groups for participants in the United States and also international. So it doesn't matter where you are. We all need calm, balance, and peace. For more information, go to mindbalancehypnosis.com. And I'll also leave a link below. Remember that you're living your future past life. So make it worth looking back on. Follow the Journey Back podcast to hear future shows. And don't forget to click that like button. Thank you for listening.